All right, let's get into a story that just completely took over Reddit. It's this incredible tale about betrayal, a really clever revenge, and, of course, the court of public opinion. We're going to break down how this one single post became a perfect snapshot of what it's like to be online today.
You know, this whole thing really boils down to one powerful question. What if the best revenge isn't about punishing someone else, but about proving something about yourself, proving your own worth, and doing it where everyone can see?
And that's pretty much exactly what went down. One woman tells her story, the internet just explodes, and the fallout gives us this fascinating look into our online world. How we give support, how we demand the facts, and how fast we can turn on the very people we were just cheering for.
Okay, so let's set the scene. And trust me, it starts with some serious heartbreak.
40. Just think about that. There were only 40 days left until the wedding. 40 days until she was supposed to walk down the aisle. And then the whole thing just imploded.
And look, this was not some casual fling. We're talking about a couple in the early 30s. They had 2 kids, they had a home together, they'd already booked flights for a destination elopement, the dress was ready to go. So finding out he was on Tinder, that wasn't just ending a wedding, it was threatening to blow up their entire life. And here is the real twist of the knife, in her own words. He wasn't just on Tinder. He had a whole cover story ready to go, telling women they were polyamorous if they asked. So this wasn't just some mistake, it was a thought-out, calculated lie.
So, when she finds all this out, she doesn't just get angry. Oh no, she gets really, really creative. And that brings us to the part of the story that just made it explode online, the revenge plot.
So check this out. Here's the 4-step plan. It's kind of brilliant. She gets into his phone, she gets into his Tinder account. But instead of just exposing him, she does something way smarter. She swaps his photos with her photos, deletes his bio, and then, this is the genius part, she pays the fee so he can see in real time every single like that her new profile is getting.
And the plan? Oh, it worked. Instantly. She wasn't just trying to get back at him, she was creating this undeniable, live demonstration of exactly what he was throwing away.
You have to hear how she described it. His reaction? Total shock. And her validation? It was off the charts. She said thousands of likes came pouring in within just a few hours. Can you just imagine his phone just buzzing and buzzing nonstop with notifications of other guys trying to match with the woman he just cheated on? Wow.
So as you can probably guess, when she posted all this on Reddit, the first reaction was just this huge tidal wave of support. People absolutely loved it. I mean, the post was just flooded with comments like this. It was an instant show of solidarity, people celebrating her for taking control of the situation in such a powerful way.
And this comment right here, it totally nails why the story hits so hard. People didn't see it as being petty. They saw it as a crazy flex, a huge display of self-worth right in the face of being betrayed.
And that's really the key difference, right? Normally, revenge is all about exposing the bad guy, making them pay. Her strategy was the exact opposite. She totally flipped the script. It wasn't about his failure, it was about her value. It was about empowerment, not punishment. And yeah, the internet was all for it.
But you know how the internet works. Nothing stays simple for long. As the posts got bigger and bigger, that initial applause started to die down, and it was replaced by something else, skepticism. Lots of it.
Yeah, what started out as this big online group hug quickly turned into a full-on courtroom debate. People started picking apart every single detail of her story, questioning everything from how Tinder works to the legality of what she did.
The doubts really boil down to 3 big areas. First, authenticity. Could she really get thousands of likes in 6 hours, or was this a fake story just for internet points? Then you had the tech crowd digging into the Tinder mechanics, asking, wait, can you even change a profile's gender setting to get shown to men? And finally, the legal eagles chimed in, questioning whether she could legally kick him out of the house just like that. The support group was officially over.
And the tone got harsh. People went from cheering her on to calling the story a made-up fantasy, a karma bot, and even a straight-up AI story. The hero of the hour was suddenly the prime suspect.
So where does that leave us? Well, here's the thing. At a certain point, whether every detail of the story is factually true almost stops being the main point. The story itself, and the wild reaction to it, becomes this kind of modern fable about life online.
I mean, think about it. This one thread has the entire life cycle of a viral internet moment. It starts with this huge emotional rush of support, then comes the intense crowdsourced fact-checking, and it ends with this deep-seated doubt about whether any of it was even real in the first place.
So this whole saga really leaves us with three big takeaways. First, we're seeing this new form of digital revenge, one that's performed for an audience and is more about getting validation than just getting even. Second, it shows the two sides of the online crowd. One minute, they're your biggest cheerleaders, and the next, they're a relentless jury. And finally, it really makes you think about truth versus a good story. In the online world, is a powerful narrative sometimes more important than the cold, hard facts?
And that really brings us to the big final question I want to leave you with. When a story like this goes viral, sparking all these debates about relationships, revenge, and what's real online, does it actually matter if every little detail is true? Or is the real value in the massive, messy, and important conversation it forces all of us to have? Definitely something to think about.